I'm Tim Hatt, the head of research and consulting at GSMA Intelligence, bringing you this week's data point. So this week I want to talk about drones. We've long established that drones are a key part of the 5G story, but there's also a social value connection here. And I think it's clear that drone interest has grown across the world as the use cases have expanded out. We know that 5 or 6 years ago, when drones were originally being talked about, people thought about remote monitoring and maintenance of things like oil rigs and offshore wind. But really now that's broadened out to a wider set of use cases, from healthcare to transportation. And there's an economic and a strategic argument to this. But we also know from our survey evidence that regulation is the #1 factor holding drone scale back. And so we partnered with BT in the UK to build an index assessing leading countries on drones for their overall readiness, as well as their readiness on regulation specifically. And I wanted to share a couple of interesting findings from that. One is that when we look at the 12 countries that we compared, the leaders are broadly in Europe. Switzerland, Germany, France, even Finland, who are all operating under the EASA framework and have really set in place world-leading regulatory policies to allow the industry to scale. Japan is another leading market. For its part, the UK sits in the kind of middle of the pack, and in North American countries, the United States and Canada, are actually down near the bottom, but making progress. Now, why does this matter? Well, when we think about it, if drones are to realize the success a lot of people think they have, regulators need to catch up with the technology. Second, there's a time window of opportunity. When we take the pulse of the industry, most of the leading markets expect scale by 2025, so we're on a kind of 18-month time frame. But also, crucially, it really augurs towards a partnership mentality between industry and regulators to form a playing field that is conducive to business scale and safety. That's flying beyond the line of sight, having air traffic control systems in place, signaling protocol, and integration with cellular frequencies. This is a really exciting space, but I'd encourage you to check out our report published recently, which goes into a lot more detail. So that's me with this week's data point. Thanks very much.